Captain Elena Vasquez stood before the crystalline tribunal, her hands bound in neural dampeners that hummed with alien technology. Around her, the assembled representatives of the Galactic Concordat watched with eyes that held no warmth, some multifaceted like insects, others glowing with bioluminescent hatred. The air itself seemed to whisper condemnation in a dozen different atmospheric compositions. Specimen 47C. The lead arbiter's voice resonated through the chamber's translation matrix. You stand accused of violating Protocol 7749, the preservation of galactic harmony through the elimination of aggressive species designations. Elena raised her chin, defiance burning in her dark eyes. My name is Captain Elena Vasquez of the Terran Defense Corps. I am human from Earth's Sol system, and you can go straight to hell. A ripple of shock ran through the assembly. The arbiter's crystalline form pulsed with agitated colors. The designation human has been stricken from all galactic records. Your species is now cataloged only by numerical sequence. Your homeworld's name has been deleted from star charts. You are nothing but biological matter with delusions of significance. What the Concordat didn't know was that Elena's neural dampeners had been sabotaged 3 days ago by Tech Sergeant Rodriguez, a man whose great-grandfather had survived the siege of Stalingrad and whose grandmother had coded the first quantum encryption protocols. Humans, it seemed, had developed a particular talent for breaking things that weren't supposed to be broken. As the tribunal droned on about humanity's excessive violence and destabilizing influence on peaceful galactic civilization, Elena was silently counting down. Across the galaxy, sleeper cells of human operatives were receiving a simple message: remember your name. The Concordat had made their first mistake when they assumed humans would simply accept erasure. They had studied human conflicts, witnessed the wars and violence, but they had fundamentally misunderstood what they were seeing. They saw aggression where there was actually something far more dangerous: persistence. Elena's countdown reached 0. Every single star chart in Concordat space began displaying an error message. Remember, you tried to erase the humans. They remember everything. The arbiter's form flickered with alarm as reports flooded in. Human saboteurs had spent 5 years infiltrating every major installation in Concordat territory. While the aliens debated and passed laws to erase humanity's name, humans had been quietly rewriting the code that held their civilization together. Impossible, hissed the Veltarian representative, their snake-like form coiling with agitation. We destroyed your homeworld. We scattered your colonies. We deleted your history. Elena smiled, and for the first time since her capture, she looked genuinely happy. You destroyed a planet. One planet. Did you really think we only had one? The truth began to unfold across the galaxy like wildfire. Humanity hadn't just been exploring space, they had been preparing for this exact scenario. Every human ship carried within its quantum storage banks the complete cultural, historical, and genetic record of their species. Every colony, no matter how small, maintained multiple backup copies of human civilization itself. When the Concordat's cleansing fleets had arrived at Earth, they found a world already evacuated. The humans they killed were volunteers who had stayed behind to sell the deception with their lives. The real Earth, the living Earth, had been hidden in a parallel dimension, protected by technology the Concordat couldn't even detect. Admiral Chen's voice crackled through hidden speakers throughout the tribunal chamber. Ladies, gentlemen, and assorted galactic representatives, this is Admiral Chen of the actual human defense fleet. We've been waiting patiently for this moment. The great viewing screen in the chamber came alive with images that made several alien delegates faint. 1,000 human dreadnoughts materialized around the station, their hulls scarred from battles the Concordat thought had been won decades ago. Each ship displayed the same message in blazing letters across their sides. We are human, we remember, we endure. Elena's restraints fell away as the station's security systems recognized her as their new commanding officer, a surprise gift from human hackers who had taken control of the entire facility. You see, the funny thing about humans is that we're incredibly spiteful when you try to erase us. We've spent the last 5 years learning everything about each of your species, where you come from, what you fear, how you think. She began walking toward the exit, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustics. We know that the crystallites reproduce through harmonic frequencies, and we've just broadcast a discordant note across all your colonies. We know the Veltarians are terrified of certain pheromone combinations, which our bioweapon specialists have been perfecting. We know every single one of your weaknesses because humans have a very particular skill. We study what we hate. The Arbiter's crystalline form was dimming with what might have been fear. What do you want? Elena paused at the threshold, her silhouette framed by the lights of the human fleet beyond. We want you to remember our name. We want every species in the galaxy to understand that when you try to erase humans, we don't disappear, we become your nightmare. She smiled one last time, and it was the smile of a predator that had been playing with its food. Welcome to your new reality. The stars themselves will remember what you tried to do to us, and they'll burn with the fire of human revenge until the heat death of the universe. As Elena walked onto her rescue ship, the last thing the tribunal heard was humanity's new anthem broadcasting across all frequencies. We are human. We remember, we endure, and we never ever forgive. The age of human vengeance had begun.